Hello and welcome back to another episode where we look at a classic game. Today we're going to be looking at Galaxian and Galaga. So Galaxian is a Japanese shoot-'em-up arcade game that was developed and published by Namco in 1979. In this game, the player controls a spaceship that is located at the bottom of the screen, where the player is only able to move the ship horizontally across the screen, so just left and right. There is no vertical movement. The player's goal is to score as many points as possible by destroying alien ships before running out of starfighters. Starfighters are the equivalent of lives. You can see them up there in the top right corner. This can make for some interesting gameplay when it comes to dodging shots fired at the player, and also whenever you have these alien ships be wildly enthusiastic about kamikazing towards you. The reason for the lack of vertical movement is due to the fact that the player is seemingly chasing the alien ships, as you can tell by the scrolling star field in the background. Now, part of what was so wonderful about this game when it was released was the vivid and good use of the red, green, and blue colors. It's very lively, very distinct, and it just made the gameplay more interesting just by that on its own. The scrolling starfield in the background gave the player a sense of depth and the pursuit of the chase, and the background music and the sound effects for all of it made for very exciting gameplay. To add to the gameplay, when the player is attacked by the flagships with its two escorts, the player has a chance for some bonus points. If the player shoots both the escorts and then the flagship before it exits the screen, then the player is awarded an extra 500 points, receiving 800 instead of a normal 300 points for destroying the flagship. A couple years pass, and Namco decides to release a sequel to the widely loved and accepted Galaxian. Building on the same base gameplay of Galaxian, Namco and Midway released Galaga in 1981, adding many new features to the gameplay. Once again, the objective of the game is to score as many points as possible before running out of starfighters, but this time there's so much more that goes on. The player can still only move the starfighter horizontally along the screen, but the player is now allowed 2 shots on screen instead of just the one that the player is limited to in Galaxian. This effectively doubles the player's firepower. However, to balance it out, the game moves at a much higher pace, going through 2 or 3 ways where Galaxian would only manage 1. Another thing that they do is they throw a lot more at you. There are more enemy ships that fly towards you and more shots that are fired. All in all, there's just a lot more going on in the screen at any given time. Creative, or perhaps just unlucky players, discovered a way to double their already increased firepower. By allowing their ship to be captured by one of the flagships, also a new feature, the player is able to regain control of their ship by destroying the flagship that has taken control of their starfighter. When this is done, instead of regaining the life that they lost, it puts the ship alongside their starfighter already on the screen, allowing the player to shoot twice as much with a wider spread. However, this also gives the aliens twice as much opportunity to relieve the player of one of his starfighters. It makes for some truly exciting gameplay. It's a bit of a double-edged sword. And as I show you here, you can see how much more effective it is to have those 2 ships instead of just the 1. And as you can see here, it is quite remarkable the difference between the firepower. 35 hits compared to 25, and got through the round much more quickly. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed watching this, and come back next week for some more. I'll see y'all later. Thanks, and bye-bye.